this lesson, we're going to talk about the Travis picking method. It's usually associated with guitar, a lot more friendly on guitar. It's not as common on Dobro. I come from the world of guitar. So some of this kind of spilled over into my playing, and I had someone ask questions about how does Travis picking actually work. So what I did in this lesson, if you get the whole lesson and access all the files, there's a series of about 20 exercises that helps get our thumb going. The thumb plays the bass line, and then we're going to be playing some melodies on top of that, and we're going to be moving the melody to different beats as an exercise. And then, as you heard in the clip before, we're going to build a melody to a chord progression, and we're going to play, keep that bass line going with our thumb and play as much as the melody as we can while keeping the bass line going. There are certain points when you're on the Dobro and you just have the slide that you're playing with that you gotta probably drop out, let the bass line drop out a little bit here and there to get through the song, but that's all right. It actually adds a nice variation to the arrangement. But I break that down very basic, where you're just playing the bass line by itself, and then we learn the basic melody by itself. Then we put those two together. Then we add a little bit to the bass line and move some melody notes around to make it sound a little more syncopated and a little more just advanced, basically. So it's a fun lesson to kind of build a song from scratch. It's a great exercise for your right hand. A great exercise for your overall rhythm. When you're purposely placing notes on certain beats over and over and over again, it's a great exercise. You have to count to make sure you're doing things on the right beat, which is always good. Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it, and it'll help your overall rhythm as well as just possibly taking a simple melody song and you providing a Travis picking pattern underneath it, and then you have a complete arrangement. If you'd like access to this complete lesson, go ahead and click on the link in the video description below. There's also a link to subscribe to my email list to be notified when new lessons are available. Thanks. I'm going to be placing this melody note. In this case, I'm just making the melody note the first string open, which I will be hitting with my middle. And to start it off with the exercise, I'm just going to play it on beat 1 and then just do the bass line on the rest of the beats. I'll let the note ring out for the whole measure. And as you see, I got repeat signs after each measure of this exercise. So this isn't meant to be played straight through like a normal song. You're not going to read it and just kind of read it through. Just play it, repeat each measure until you get them down and take your time with them, right? So you can repeat them how many times you want. But for example, I'm going to do number 1 here. All right, and number 2, I'm going to be placing the melody note on beat 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And number 3, I'm going to place that melody note on beat 3 of the measure. And number 4, I'm going to place the melody note on beat 4. All right, the next step in the process here is we're going to do that bass line and that melody together. And try to hold it all together here, right? So we're going to be using our thumb and middle finger to kind of do all of this round of the song here. So essentially what we're doing over that G chord is that bass line. Then we're going to add this melody on top. as I put those together, all those notes are going to be played at the same time, right? The melody note and the bass note is going to start at the same time. So that first melody note is that first string open. I'm going to hit that with our first bass note. I'm using thumb middle. Then there's going to be a bass note in between there. So that thumb hits that, fourth string. The next melody note is the second string open. And I hit that together with the next bass note. Then that fourth string by itself again, right? It's a very good measure just to repeat over and over again so you can kind of get the feel of it with your right hand. In measure 2, my melody note goes to that third string, second fret. I go ahead and hit that with my sixth string bass note. Fourth string by itself. And that's that second string open, the bass note, fourth string by itself. And that's going to get you through that first phrase. And remember that the second phrase, measures 3 and 4, is exactly the same except the last note is the third string open. The last melody note is the third string open. So measure 3, it starts just like measure 1. And then the beginning of measure 4 is just like the beginning of measure 2, second fret. Then we're just going to lift off that and hit that third string open with our bass note. That'll be measures 1 through 4, right? So you're going to do that twice to get through those first 8 measures. Just repeats itself.